My warmest greetings to all of our esteemed audience. Today, I am standing on this magnificent stage to deliver a speech titled Donating Organs Means Saving Lives. I believe the title itself carries much weight as it is a matter of human lives. I'll begin my speech today with a statement from a billionaire who once said, "Bury me in my Bentley." That particular statement has sparked outrage as it seems to just arrogant and selfish to be said by him. But then he later clarified it to be the statement that is the same for persons who bury their fine organs along with them. Because the similarities between the two are uselessness and selfishness. Besides that, do you know the total of organs and tissues in a human body that can be donated to help another person? I have counted it to be 8 different types of organs and tissues that can be used by others to sustain a new and better life. Therefore, in knowing that you can save 8 lives even after your demise, would you stand idly by, letting what is perfect get thrown away? Especially when Malaysia is having the lowest donor organ ratio in the world. My speech today is inspired by one of our own dear classmate, Rian, who suffered from chronic kidney failure, whereby he needs constant dialysis just to keep him alive. The disease struck him suddenly and without any warning in his 20s. And since then, he had to go for a dialysis session every 2-3 days, and it will take about 1.5 hours to be completed. And after that, we all can see the fatigue, nauseous, and busy schedule faced by him. In period of years, he had been living a miserable and tiresome life due to his need for dialysis. And if it were not for his mother noble act to donate her own kidney to her son, he will continue to live such with no quality of life. Even though he was the one who went through it all, but I'm sure that it had touched us all very deeply. And I'm sure that is the case for every other patient who needs organ transplantation. Therefore, moving on to my first point on why we should donate our organs. The need for organ transplantation is increasing. Diseases and accidents continue to persist. Diseases such as heart failure, cirrhosis, diabetes, and myriad more diseases are increasing due to multiple factors such as lifestyle and genetics. This patient could hugely benefit from organs donated by other person. Such accidents such as motor vehicle accident or workplace mishap that cause permanent organ damage also cause the increasing need for organ transplantation. For example, a construction site worker is always with the risk of having an iron rod to puncture his lung and causing permanent organ damage. Besides that, shortage of organ to transplant in stock also cause this rising need for organ transplantation. These patients in critical condition are in great pain caused by their own organ failure. They are in constant and ever increasing amount of pain that would let them being miserable or even death. Shortage of organ in stock and low participation for organ donor program will push man to the verge of death, in limbo, not knowing whether there are organs for him to see another day. For instance, a patient who is having kidney failure can wait up to 20 years before having a transplant due to the very fact Malaysia is having the lowest donor organ ratio in the world. This patient also, if left untreated, can further cause complication or even worse, an avoidable death. For example, Mr. Ali, who has heart weakness, constantly feel tight chest and shortness of breath. But if left untreated over time, it could lead to a full-blown heart attack that may cost him his life. With that, it is clear of the need for organ transplantation that is always pressing. But you may ask, why should I be a part of this? You should be a part of this because there is no other alternative for organs. Science, technology, and medicine had not been able to do it as it is too complicated. Scientists have made numerous attempts to artificially develop organs with multiple techniques and theory, but still to no avail. Since 1995, scientists have tried using petri dish grown tissue until 2022 using 3D medical printer, but still unable to produce an organ of natural qualities. Currently, we can only develop human tissue, but still far away from having any applicability in the real world to replace real natural organs, where currently the procedure are only approved for testing in mice. This is because the ability to create cells artificially can be said as God-like, as it is too complex and can be said beyond human reach. This is because regeneration of cells are a very difficult and requiring all aspects of it to be perfect. According to medicine, organ transplantation is the most effective form of treatment for end-stage patient. End-stage patient meaning total failure of an organ, having no other choice but to have a transplant immediately. This is in case of really critical, prolonged organ failure, whereby medicine or other procedure won't give any effect. No amount of drugs, therapy or surgery can fix the organ even if it were by the top doctors. This is due to the organs being totally damaged, thus totally irresponsive to other treatments. Their only choice is to have an organ transplanted in them to have a hope of life again. Now you see that there is no other choice for them. Patient with organ failure can only hope for another person's sacrifice. In this matter, no science or technology can help. Only a person with a big heart can. Now, let's talk about whether can you do it in religious and moral perspective. I believe the greatest constraint faced by many is whether our religion allow and support it, as the issue of burial is an integral part of faith. And I am here to say that organ donation is a noble, altruistic, and moral act. All religion commands us to help and do charity. For example, Islam encourages organ donation through the Fatwa Council, and it did not affect the burial of the body. Christianity also allows it together with Hinduism and Buddhism. I also strongly believe that all religion would never deny any act of charity and kindness. Islam, Christianity, Hindu and Buddhism surely propagate charity, kindness, helping another man and sacrifice for a greater cause. Therefore, there is no religious constraint in this matter. Otherwise, they support it and allow for men to donate their organs. And lastly, I would say that it is the ultimate last charity that one can do now but gives effect later. I say that it is the highest ultimate act of charity because you are giving a man another shot at life. When you give something this big, a part of you will always be inside him, and whenever he does something good, you will get a portion of it, due to the very fact that he is alive and able to do it because of you. No, God will not see your act of charity and kindness, and surely He will reward you for it. In conclusion, the reason I have stated before should be the reason for you to open up your heart and be an organ donor. To end my speech, I would like to restate the 3 reasons why we should donate our organ, which are the need for organ transplantation that is increasing, there is no other alternative source of organs, and lastly, it is a noble, altruistic, and moral act. It is clear now that donating your organs means saving lives. No help in this world can fix the need for organ transplantation for patients except one coming from a big and noble heart that is willing to sacrifice. The need for organs will forever remain high if the supply of it remains low. And if left at that, many lives would not be complete and many more would die. This change needs to come from each individual altruistic mind and noble heart. Furthermore, will you be at peace in knowing that a part of you can help a young daughter to fulfill her dreams? Therefore, I call everyone to pledge themselves as an organ donor with the National Transplant Resource Center and make this change, because only an honorable person is willing to save a stranger's life. What a powerful and high act of deed it is that will impact the world forever. That is all from me. Thank you.